Hey guys, this is Mrs. Hoskins here. I realized that with all the things we discussed, there's something I forgot to mention. I'm pretty sure I forgot to mention something for when we're diagramming the SVLPN sentence pattern. And so if you forget, you can always look back on chart A for exactly how to diagram the different sentence patterns. So let's just go through this one example that is in our weekly sentences for this week. Jesus is a king, yet he became a servant. So let's identify our independent clauses. Jesus is a king. That could stand alone and make complete sense on its own. He became a servant could be its own sentence. We have our coordinating conjunction, fanboys, yet connecting our two independent clauses. So we have a compound sentence structure. So let's go through our questions. Who or what is this first clause about? Jesus is a king. So Jesus, that's our subject, noun. What's being said about Jesus? We're looking for the verb. Jesus is. Okay, is the verb. If I memorized my linking verbs, I would recognize that is a linking verb. But let's just go through our other questions. Jesus is who or what? Can we answer that? Yes, king, but we also need to distinguish the difference between an SVTDO and an SVLPN by asking, can this noun rename or replace Jesus? Can king rename Jesus or replace Jesus? Or does king receive the action from Jesus? King does not receive the action. So if it said Jesus kicked the ball, that would be a SVTDO. The ball directly receives the action from the subject. So it's not SVTDO. King can rename. So this is a PN, predicate nominative, the linking verb, and then our adjective, article adjective for king, telling us more specifically which king, a king. Okay, Jesus is a king. There's the first one. The second one, who or what is this phrase about? He, we're looking for subject, pronoun. Became. So what's being said about he? Became is the verb. Became who or what? He became a servant, but is servant receiving the action from he? No. Can servant rename or replace he? Jesus? Yes. It's a predicate nominative. Became is one of our linking verbs if we memorize our linking verbs chart. And A is an article adjective, modifying servant. So let's see, this is the part I cannot remember if I showed you in class. I'm going to go ahead and do it. SVLPN is diagrammed with a slant line here instead of, if it was a SVTDO, we had a straight line right here. The SVLPN and also the SVLPA, which we'll get to, has a slant line because it's showing that the predicate nominative is leaning back or showing that it is modifying or renaming or replacing the subject. So let's do that. So Jesus is our subject, linking verb, king is our predicate nominative, A modifies king, slant line there. Okay, and then we do the same thing for our second clause. He became, slant line because it's a PN, servant. Okay, and then we need to connect from verb to verb. Stair steppers for our coordinating conjunction, yet. Okay, so I think I forgot to mention the slant line for the SVLPN sentence pattern. I hope that makes sense. I hope you guys are having a fantastic week. See you soon.